Hare Krishna. I
Hare
started
Krishna.
recording. Welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. We are in Canto 1, Chapter 6, very important chapter. Before we start, we will recite the Shri Mangalacharan. So, let me bring it up. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutah Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय Okay, I will share these slides. Our invocation verses for Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Prasun Prabhu, you have a question or a comment?
Yeah, Prabhuji, kabhi aap wo Mangalacharan prayer, if you can also explain the meaning of that, I mean, we have been reciting it since many years now, but some of the points we understand, but majority of it.
Okay, and there is a much longer version of it, much sweeter also. Many sweet verses are there. Maybe, yes. Remind me in few weeks if I don't do that, okay?
Sure.
It will be a good meditation to go into the Mangalacharan prayers. Yeah, thank you for bringing it up. It's been a while since we discussed it. Years. So, okay. You can, I'll lower your hand. So, our obeisances, our pranam to Sri Shukadev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj, the best speaker and the best listener. And Sri Suta Goswami, who repeated the Srimad Bhagavatam to the great sages of Naimisharanya. That is the version which is recorded. So this version was, so Sri Vyasadev composed the Srimad Bhagavatam, told it to his son. He repeated it to Parikshit Maharaj. Vyasadev heard that one. He was in the assembly. Then when Suta Goswami repeated it to the sages, that's the version Vyasadev recorded. So you must, appreciate Vyasadev's, contribution to Srimad Bhagavatam. How many times he heard it himself. Of course, slightly changed and, the essence that was spoken. But what is recorded is that version which Suta Goswami is telling to the sages. Okay. Please, if you all can unmute and repeat after me, that will be nice. Whoever can. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devi
Saraswatim
Saraswatim
Vyasam
Vyasam
Jaya Mudirayet
Tato Jaya Mudirayet
Mudirayate
Prayeshu Bhadreshu
Nashtashu
Bhadreshu
Adhyayeshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavata
Uttamah Shloke
Bhagavatyuttama Shloke
Ke
Bhavati Neshtaki
Bhaktir Bhavati
Tir Bhavati
Naishtaki
Nakshiki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya
Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki
Devaki
Nandanaya
Nandanaya Cha
Gopakumaraya
Nanda
Gopakumaraya
Gopakumaraya
Indaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya
Namo
Namo
Namaha.
Namaha.
Okay, good. Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna.
yeah, we will close this. And let me just organize my screen here. Okay, 1 second. Am I still audible? I just switched my mic.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay, so we will continue with our study of Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm going to share my iPad screen. Okay. That should show up. Okay, hopefully the iPad screen is visible. And we will start from text 11. So this is Canto 1 and chapter number 6. So we covered 1 to 10 last time. And what happened after in these 10 verses? Essentially, Nārada Muni in his previous life lost his mother. So she was bitten by a snake. At night time, she was going to milk the cow because milk was needed early in the morning for the activities of the brahmanas who were at the ashram or at the hut. And she happened to step on a snake. In the night, she could not see, and the snake bit her, and she passed away. And Nārada Muni was completely detached from this whole situation. Of course, he explains how his mother was the only shelter, and there was a strong bond between the mother and the child. They were interdependent on each other. So that helps us to recognize our attachments in this material world, how much we depend on things, and how in this material world it is temporary, and the things that we depend on the most, our fundamental, most valuable attachments, get taken away. So that is what happened to Nārada Muni. But he had heard from the saints and the sages who stayed at the ashram. And so he was not much affected. And immediately upon losing his mother, he left for we will see what happens. Where did he leave and what he did? So basically, he left that place and did not try to find any other shelter, or did not try to find any other material shelter. Okay. So that is where we ended at text number 10, that where it is said, I took this as a special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benediction for his devotees, and so thinking I started for the north. So that is what happened. Now we will continue forward, and we will see this is one of a very important section today we are going to discuss. It is a classic example of our progress in bhakti. So it is a case study. Like these days you do Harvard case study. So this is the Srimad Bhagavatam case study of a devotee's journey in bhakti. And it has already started. The case study started already, because first thing was that he listened, or he sat and associated with the sages or the saints. And then in that association, he heard, he took their remnants, all those things happened. And he served the sages. So that is one thing. Plus, there were his material attachments, like his mother. So they were also there. But when he lost his material attachments, then what did he do? From there, we will continue. So because in our life, in a devotee's life, material attachments will be lost. So we see devotees, being impacted by the temporary nature of the material world. Not by devotee. Becoming a devotee doesn't mean one will have all the riches and happiness, and they will never have disease, they will never have loss of loved ones, or loss of property, or loss of relationships. That is not the promise. Sometimes the devotees lose those things to increase their bhakti. The Lord takes them away. So that is what happened in this case. And as it is written here by Nārada Muni, that taking this as a special mercy of the Lord, who always desires the benediction of his devotees. So when the Lord takes away, he gives the strength to the devotee, the understanding to the devotee that it is for the devotee's benefit. And the devotee takes it in that way and does, increases his bhakti, not decrease or give it up. So we are now on text 11. All right. Okay. Sphitan janapadam statra. So in the next 3 or 4 verses, 11, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so 3 verses, 13, 12, 11. So now we are on 11. So 11, 12, and 13. Okay, 3 verses. 11 has 4. It's a quadruple verse. It has 4. It is called as charana, steps. A full verse is known as a pada. Within that, you break it into charana. These two have 6 each. In one of the editions of Srimad Bhagavatam, I have seen it broken down into 4 verses, 11 to 14. So 4, 4, 4, and 4. So if you see, the total is, no, wait. Yeah, correct. So this 4 is 4, sorry. And this 6 is divided into 4 and 2, and then 2 and 4, and these 2 and 2 make 1 verse. So anyway, some editions of Srimad Bhagavatam have it from 11 to 14, and some have it in 11 to 13, and Srila Prabhupada has taken the 11 to 13 version. It doesn't matter. The content is exactly word to word, exactly the same. Okay, so this one you will see has 4 charanas. Sphitan janapadam. Okay, I was going to say one thing. So in these three verses, 11 to 13 or 11 to 14, whichever way you take, the journey of Narada Muni is being described. After the death of his mother, where all he went and what all did he do. So this is the journey. And what you will see here is that he goes through, all kinds of places. Now, at least in America, I have seen when people retire, what do they, and if their health permits, what's the one thing that most people do? Tell me.
Take a trip.
Travel.
Very nice. Okay. Can you give me examples of where you would like to travel? Now, don't give me devotee answers. Pretend you are a non-devotee and then answer. Devotees will answer Vrindavan and Mathura and Ayodhya and Mayapur.
National park, cities.
Very nice. National parks and cities like what kind of? Give me some names. London, Paris, New York, huh?
Yeah.
Americans go to Europe, Europeans come to America, and all those kind of things. So all these kind of things, national parks, right? And so what you will see here is exactly that. He goes to these big, huge metropolises, as well as he goes to the national parks, Narada Muni. So he is traveling. Okay, the typical meaning or the notion of travel. However, there is a big difference. And that is what we get out of the commentaries. Why does it matter? I'm a little bit going deeper. Sri Vyasadeva, when he was writing Srimad Bhagavatam, or Suta Goswami, when he was narrating, he could have just said that he was traveling, he just went from place to place to place. That kind of thing will be said later on as well. In one charan or half a charan, it will be said, he just went from place to place. Why 3 or 4 verses are being spent in this description of he went here and there and there and there. And there is a nice deep understanding about this, which I will keep it as a suspense till we read the verses. Okay, so please pay attention and try to visualize. Nice description is there of national parks and London, Paris, and all those things. Okay, Switzerland. Okay, now we can read. Sfitan janapadam statra pura grama vraja akaran kheta kharvata vatischa vanyan upavanani cha. So, there, Sfitan janapadam. Janapad, Sfitan means like very huge, humongous, and glamorous, like New York City, whatever you call it, the night skyline. You see all the skyline, like that kind of a Sfitan means like very jagmagata hua. In Hindi we can say. Janapad means a metropolis, a huge city. So as he was traveling, so in the previous verse, it is said that he left for the north. So as he was traveling, Tatra, over there, he saw these huge cities. Okay, so we covered cities. And also not just big cities, small cities. Pura Grama Vraja Akaran. So Pura Grama means, Pura, like we say, whatever, Nagpur or whatever, Pur. Smaller cities, and Grama means village, and Vraja means, just a very, rural areas. Akaran means mines and fields, and Khet means like it's the Sanskrit word for Khet. Khet comes from Khet, so which means agricultural land. Khet. Kharvata means valleys. Vati we say, like Ashoka Vati, so it's like a flower garden. Cha. Then Vanani means forests, and Upavan means small forests, big forests, and small forests. So here you can see all the kinds of national park kind of things. agricultural fields and valleys and Vati and Upavati and Upavan and Van forests. And, here in, we have the, what you call, there's a famous forest, rainforest. Mount Rainier, Olympic National Park in Washington State. It's a huge rainforest there. So it seems that some part of the shooting of this Lord of the Rings or whatever, they have these big dense forests was done there, it seems, or whatever, like, rainforest, dense forests. Anyways, all these things are being traveled through. Okay, so Surya Prabhu, please read the translation here.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. After my departure, I passed through many flourishing metropolises, towns, villages, animal farms, mines, agricultural lands, valleys, flower gardens, nursery gardens, and natural forests.
Okay, so we will continue with the description. So please, the thing to think about is why all this is being described. Okay, Chitra dhatu vichitra dhreen ibha bhagna bujhadruman jalashayan shiva jalan nalini surasevitah chitrasvanaih patrarathair vibhramad bhramarashriyah. Sorry, I'm not singing in any meter or anything, just very poorly reciting. So Chitra dhatu vichitra adreen. So adreen means mountains. Chitra dhatu means chitra means like a painting. It's called a chitra or picture. It's a painting, but colorful. So chitra dhatu. So big mountains with minerals, with colorful minerals. So you might have seen pictures of mountains or hills in various colors. People go to such places where hills are there of different colors and all those things. So he saw those when Ibha Bhagna Bujhadruman, and huge trees and whose branches had been broken up by the elephants. So big trees with broken branches. And Jalashayan Shiva Jalan. So cool, or Jalashaya means ponds and lakes with very cool water. Nalini Surasevita. So Nalini means lotus flower. Lotus flowers, they were so beautiful, these lotus flowers, that Surasevita means the demigods. Suras are the demigods, would use those kind of lotuses for their worship, for service to the Lord. So there were such good quality lotuses there in those Nalini, in those Jalashayas, in those water ponds. And then Chitra Svanai Patra Rathair, and colorful birds were making various kinds of sounds that were pleasing to the heart. And Vibhramad Bhramarashriyah, and Bhramaras, various bees were buzzing around. So very beautiful description is given here. Okay. So let us see. Kaya Mataji, kindly read this translation.
Hare Krishna. I passed through hills and mountains full of reservoirs of various minerals like gold, silver, and copper, and through tracts of land with reservoirs of water filled with beautiful lotus flowers, fit for the denizens of heaven, decorated with bewildered bees and singing birds.
Okay, so very nice. One would like to go to such a place, such a national park. I mean, this is what a national park offers you. And, you can spend days and weeks. You can take your RV and, go there and pretty much start living there. Okay, then final verse. Now, little bit of, if you can see, everything was nice. So when I said, national parks and cities, that part is over. Now comes the dangerous part. Okay, so this is where all the adventurers go. This is the beaten track, and where it is written, not allowed. or danger. So this is the danger portion. Okay. Nala Venu Sharastamba Kusha Kichaka Gahvaram Eka Evatiyato Ham Adraksham Vipinam Mahat Ghoram Pratibhaya Akaram Vyala Ukula Uluka Shiva Ajiram Vyaloluka Shivajiram. Okay. So Nala Venu Sharastamba. So basically he saw all these not so beautiful plants, not these big trees and flowers, but bamboo. Venu is like a bamboo. Flute is made out of bamboo. Venu it is called. So big, huge bamboo trees, and Kusha Kichaka Gahvaram, and Kusha means a very sharp kind of grass. Kusha grass is very sharp. And Kichaka means all kinds of wild weeds. And Gahvaram are caves. And so all these are dangerous things that he was kind of going through. And Eka eva tiyato aham. So I was going through this difficult part. Ekam means alone. So he was going alone in all these places. And some more things. Adraksham Vipinam Mahat. Mahat means great. And Vipinam is forests. So great means very thick forests. And next he also calls them Ghoram. Pratibhaya Akaram. Pratibhaya means full of fear, or which incites fear. Akaram means of the form which instills fear. So very, very dense and dangerous forests. And what kind of animals were there? Vyala. Vyala means snakes. And Uluka means owls. And this Shiva means jackals. And Ajiram means it was like the playground of these animals. So, snakes are on the surface of the ground, jackals are walking on the ground, and then on the trees are all these owls, which are dangerous animals. If an owl attacks, owls attack humans, and it's kind of dangerous. So this is the dangerous portion he was going through. Okay, so that is the description of this his travels. Let us see. Makrant Prabhu, kindly read.
Hare Krishna. I then passed alone through many forests of rushes, bamboo, reeds, sharp grass, weeds, and caves, which were very difficult to go through alone. I visited deep, dark, and dangerously fearful forests, which were the play yards of snakes, owls, and jackals.
Right, so thank you. So 2 points are brought out in the commentaries by our acharyas. So first of all, we see dangerous plus pleasant, kind of travel. Both kinds of travel are present here. And what is the meaning of this? Nārada Muni was going through this, and he was not perturbed. The forests and everything were dangerous. He said that he is just going alone through these places. He didn't say he was very happy. None of the verses said, or that we read, oh, I was very happy on seeing the gardens, and I was scared on seeing these dense forests. That was not what he says. So what it means is that he was equanimous in his vision. Okay, so that is one aspect, that he was not perturbed by good things or by bad things. He was equanimous. He maintained equanimity across those things. The second point is about the pleasant things. Nobody wants misery. Everybody wants pleasant things, isn't it? So there were a lot of pleasant things in the first two verses. There were all these pleasant things. And what it means is that he went to those places, but not for his sense gratification. So unlike us, when we want to go travel, we go for our sense gratification. But that was not the reason for his going to those good places. Of course, nobody would want to go through dangerous forests, and you would not get any sense gratification there. But even to the good places, he was not going for his sense gratification. And then it will be described that what he was, or what happened after he was traveling. But as he was traveling, you will see that at one place, and so let's cover this verse. Okay, so 14 is an important verse. 14 and then 15. This is what he used to do. So he was traveling for days and days and days together. So let's cover 14 and 15 and then see what is happening. Did we read the previous translation? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Parishrantra indriyatmaham tritparito bhubukshitaha snatva pitva hride nadya upasprishtho gatashramah. Okay, so parishranta indriya atma aham. Parishranta means, whoops. Parishranta means tired. So I got tired at what level? At my indriya and atma aham. So at my indriya means my physical senses, whatever, hands, legs, mind, everything. Well, all those things. And atma means mind, mentally and physically. So don't you say I was mentally and physically exhausted. So basically he was saying I was mentally and physically exhausted after such traveling. And then tritaparito bhubukshitaha, and I was hungry and thirsty. And then what did he do? Snatva pitva hrade nadya. So near a river, near a nadi, nadya, he took a shower, snatva, and pitva, he had some water. And then upa sprishto gata shramaha, and thus I got relief from my tiredness. And then we will see what he does after drinking the water and taking a bath. So we will read this translation. Chandan Prabhu, can you read, please?
Thus traveling, I felt tired, both bodily and mentally, and I was both thirsty and hungry. So I took a bath in a river lake and also drank water. By contacting water, I got relief from my exhaustion.
Very good. Then what did he do? Tasmin nirmanuje ranye pippala upastha atmana atmanam atmastham yatha shrutam achintayam. So tasmin nirmanuje aranye. So aranya, there's a A here. So aranya means what? In a forest. Like Ramayana has Aranyakand. Aranyakand means when the Lord was traveling through the forest. So, and then Nirma Anuje means without any human beings present. It was completely uninhabited. So he was traveling through these uninhabited forests. And at one place he got tired, he took a bath, drank some water, and then what did he do? Pippala upastha ashritaha. And there was a peepal tree, pippala. So peepal tree is very, very auspicious. And peepal tree, banyan tree, of course, tulsi as well. But tulsi doesn't become like a tree, like a big trunk which can give shade. It grows more like a bush. So peepal and banyan are considered very good trees under which you can sit and do meditation. So he found a peepal tree and he sat down, ashritaha. And upastha ashritaha. And atmana Atmanam Atmastham. Atmastham means being situated or being investing or applying what? Atma Atmanam. His own mind into the Atmanam means the super soul. So basically, he invested or he tried to do meditation of his mind or from his mind on the super soul. So Atmana Atmanam Atmastham Yatha Shrutam Achintayam. And in this way, he was doing meditation Yatha Shrutam, as he had heard. Achintayam means he and he had pondered, or we can say, he had pondered on. So, or he had contemplated. Yeah, that would be a nice word. Okay. So, Yatha Shrutam, where did he hear all this? That this is what you should do. He had heard it from the sages from whom he was associating in the ashram. And he had not only done that, he had achintayam, he had contemplated on it, which means he had like thought over it. Basically, he did a revision. Whatever is taught in the classroom, you come back, you revise. You should note down, here are the key points. And especially with instructions, how do you take instructions is an important point. You cannot remember all the instructions like Nam Aparadh. There are 10 Nam Aparadhs, right? Now, when one is doing japa or taking the name of the Lord, there's no need to remember all 10. So how should one take instructions is very important. A nice way to understand instructions is to sort of apply it to yourself. If there are 10 instructions and you know I am already following 8 of them, but these 2 of them are red flags. They are my weak points. They are my Achilles heels, if you can think of it like that. Then you just remember those. The 8 you have already practiced and you are doing it properly. Keep doing that as you have been doing. No need to change anything. The ones that need improvement, you just need to remember those. So that is one way of achintayam, that he got those, he heard those instructions. And, this is just a side point that how you must listen to and filter the instructions and apply them to yourself. That is just one way of doing things, but looks like yatha shrutam achintayam. That's what Narada Muni had done. And now he was able to actually apply it on himself. So before we discuss a little more, let us read the translation. Shalu Mataji, can you please read?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. After that, under the shadow of a banyan tree in an uninhabited forest, I began to meditate upon the super soul situated within, using my intelligence as I had learned from liberated souls.
Very. Yeah, at some places, Srila Prabhupada translates people or ashwatha tree as banyan, but the Sanskrit says people. So yeah, we can take both are, correct. Anyway, so it does not mean, one of the commentaries of the Acharyas says, now later on you will see here in the next verse or somewhere, Lord Krishna appeared in my heart. Okay, so it's not like he was traveling for 1 month. And of course, he must have got tired and slept and all that. One fine day, on the 30th day, he decided, let me take a bath, let me drink some water. Today I will do meditation. And the day he sat down and did meditation, the Lord appeared in his heart. That is the wrong understanding. That's how it may appear from the reading that he was going through all these places, towns and villages. From the whole description of what you read in those 3 verses, can it be done in 1 day? No, he went through large towns, forests, mountains, rivers, caves. All this, must be in many, many different places of different kind of geography and everything. So it was a very long journey. That is point number 1. And point number 2, this meditating on the super soul, he was doing every day. It's just obvious. Some foolish people or immature people may understand, just once. Anybody who has any adult, I would say, with an adult understanding, who has some experience of life, will understand that this is to be done every day, and he was doing it every day. So it's not just a, he didn't get lucky on one fine day. That's the wrong understanding. Okay. Then 16th verse. ध्यायतश्चरणाम्भोजं भावनिर्जितचेतसा औत्कण्ठ्य अश्रुकल अक्षस्य हृदि आसीन में शनैर्हरिः. So, ध्यायतश् चरणाम्भोजam. So he was doing dhyan and dhyayatash. He was doing dhyan on what? Charana ambuja, which means what does Charana ambuja mean? Simple, right?
Lotus feet.
Lotus feet. Ambuj means lotus, and Charan means lotus feet of Lord Hari. Okay, who else is lotus feet? Lord Hari. And bhava nirjita chetasa. So bhava nirjita. So nirjita means completely absorbed or invested or engaged. Bhava, with love. So this was very high quality in one terms we can say very high quality absorption. Now, how to do high quality absorption is a whole different topic, and we will not go into that. Chetasa, with his mind. Okay. So in a very, very at a very in Bhagavad Gita also it is said, no, Buddha bhava samanvitaha. So aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam Buddha bhava samanvitaha. So with full bhav one should absorb one's mind on Bhagavan. And another thing is outkanthya. So outkanthya means with eagerness, with desperation. So basically he was fully focused. And one of the things that, I recently was reading out of some reading that I was doing, means that, or what I read is that when one is focusing or trying to focus on the Lord, one should focus if there is a desire, let us say, to see the Lord, to see the form of the Lord, and you are not seeing. One should have that strong desire. When will I see the Lord? When will I see the Lord? Am I going to see the Lord today? And, it could go on for many years, 20, 30, 40 years, like Shabari. Will the Lord come today? Every day she would pick the best berries. Not like he has not come for 20 years. Today, what is the chance he will come? 0.0001%. So, chalta hai, today I'm tired. I'll just pick whatever berries are there, that are easily available. No, every day she was like, so every time when one is trying to focus the mind, focus it as if today is the day when you will see the Lord. Today is the day will I see the Lord. Today is the day. Maybe that will go on for so long. Now we are not conditioned to wait so long. Before waiting so long, chodo yaar, jaane do. Leave it, nothing will happen. So we give up too soon, and so that should not be. So this is the outkanthya, mean with that sort of a desperation. Will today be the day? Okay, like I was recently reading, somebody was on a death sentence, one devotee. Anyway, so he had put an appeal for commuting his death sentence to whatever life term. Every day he would wait. Oh, today will the reply come that my death sentence has been commuted. Did I get the, what do you call? The pardon. Today, will the letter come that did I get the pardon? Like that, today will I see the Lord. Ashru kala akshasya. So tears like this, he was doing his meditation on the Lord, and tears rolled down from his eyes. And then Hridi asin me shanair harihi. And within my heart, I could see, then I saw finally Lord Hari. Okay, so Hridi Asin me Shanair Harihi. And there is a very important word here which I want to focus on, which is Shanair. Okay, Shanair. Anybody rings a bell? Does this ring a bell here with anyone?
Slowly, slowly.
You are telling the translation.
Oh,
Does it ring a bell of anything? Especially our Bhakti Shastri students?
yes, yes.
Tell me. Very important verse. So let me show you.
Abhyas.
So Bhagavad Gita. This is very important. That's why I'm going into it. Sorry for the delay. So if you remember, 26 was the memorization verse, isn't it? Yato yato nischalati manas chanchalam asthiram tatas tato niyam yaita atmani eva vasham nayet. So just before this, there is a verse also important. Sometimes there is difficulty in selecting which ones to memorize and not. So this one, Shanai Shanai Uparamed Buddhaya Dhriti Grihitaya. So Shanai Shanai, what is the meaning of Shanai Shanai here?
Slowly, slowly.
Makarand Prabhu, kindly read what I have highlighted.
Yes, sir. Gradually, step by step.
Gradually, step by step. All right. So that is the meaning of Shanai. So gradual, step by step. So in the same way, here also Shanai means gradually. So my point is that one should not think that all this happened in one sitting. It does not happen in one sitting. Okay. It's not like you have to get lucky on one day. Lottery. Some people get lottery on the first lottery ticket they buy, and some people keep buying lottery tickets for all their life and they never win. So it's not like a lottery ticket. It's like persistence and high quality application of the mind in doing smarana, in doing the limbs of bhakti for the Lord, and gradually one sees the Lord in his heart. Now here in the translation, you will see that, and without delay, the personality of Godhead appeared on the lotus of my heart. And that we will understand from one of the following verses, what it means without delay. It without delay does not mean a lottery ticket or one fine day or immediately or anything like that. So don't get that wrong understanding. Okay. So gradually, by doing this process, he was able to see the Lord in his heart. That is the other point. Hridi asin me, in my heart. So the Lord appeared in his heart, not like Dhruva Maharaj, that he could see Lord right in front of him, or Gajendra, when Lord was flying on the Garuda and came and saved him. It was in his heart that he got the darshan of the Lord. All right. So, and this is the kind of darshan that is available to devotees, especially in Kali Yuga, in the heart. That is what we should all aim for. Our goal should be to be able, when we are doing, to get a semblance of the Lord in our heart. Can you take this? Just give me 1 second. Okay. Did we read the translation yet?
No.
No. Okay. So let us see. Lakshmi Prasad Prabhu, can you please read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. As soon as I began to meditate upon the lotus feet of the personality of the Godhead with my mind transformed in transcendental love, tears rolled down my eyes, and without delay, the personality of the Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared on the lotus of my heart.
Very nice. Thank you. Okay. Next. Okay. Prematibhir pulakango atinirvritaha ananda samplave lino na pashyam ubhayam mune. So, what is said here, prema atibhir nirbhinna. So he was taken over by prema for Bhagavan. And pulaka ango ati nirvritaha, and all his angas became pulaka. Pulak means like full of like goosebumps. So became overwhelmed with joy. And ati nirvritaha, and like becoming like loose, shithil, कहते हैं अंग शिथिल हो जाना. Shithil means the limbs became like loose, like he couldn't move them. Ananda samplave lino, and his whole body became absorbed in ananda, pure ananda, on seeing the form of the Lord in his heart. And then a strange thing happened. So here everything is happy, and then a sad thing occurs. Na pashyam ubhayam mune. And suddenly, na pashyam, I could not see. That vision vanished. So the vision of Lord vanished. Okay. So that vision was a momentary vision, but it was a real vision. So it is momentary, but very real. Okay. Now, many of us, might have had in the dream, you might have seen the Lord, you might have had a dream of some pastime of the Lord. Maybe, the Lord is stealing butter as Krishna, or as Rama, he is, whatever, fighting the battle, or Hanumanji, or so many in the dream we may have seen. Or if you imagine, you may have seen a TV serial, and then you close your eyes, and may not be even the same faces as the characters on TV, maybe some unknown faces you might see if you close your eyes. My point is that this vision of the Lord was nothing like that. Now, obviously, I have no experience of this vision. I have only read about it. But what I have read about it is that it is completely different from all this dream or this vision that you may have, or some kind of a imagination. Like when you close your eyes, you can imagine, and some kind of a photo or a video might go in your mind. This vision, you will know it's way different from that, and it is very real. It won't be like, oh, was it a dream? Oh, was it just some kind of a optical or some illusion, mental illusion? No, this will be so real that this will be like a life-changing event. Okay, so don't worry. I am trying to preempt the question, Prabhuji, how will I know that this vision which Nārada Muni got, was it the vision which we have been waiting for? Was it some kind of just a imagination? There is no description that can be given, but the only answer is you will know for sure. You will not be mistaken. You will know for sure. All right, so that is the answer. So that vision he had, that kind of vision he had of the Lord in his heart, and that vision disappeared. Okay, why it is being said like this? Next verse has a proof. It says that I closed my eyes and I tried to get that vision back. By closing the eyes, you can visualize the Lord. You can do it right now. Come on, close your eyes and think about some pastime or some deity which you have seen in Vrindavan or in Portland Temple. Close your eyes and just try to think of that deity or any pastime of Lord. Come on, 10 seconds. Okay. Okay. Were you able to see some picture of the Lord? How many you could see? Yes, isn't it? I could also see. I saw, like in our house, we have all these pictures which I keep seeing. One of the pictures flashed in my mind, the Damodar Leela picture where, Lord is tied to the mortar, very famous picture. I could see that one. Is that the same as this? No, it's not. It's not so easy. On the Zoom call, I say, come on, 10 seconds, you can see. That's not the same. Okay. So this is what I said is our material vision. But when Narada Muni saw that vision, it is real. And he tries to see that vision later. You will see in the next verse. He says, I closed my eyes. I did the meditation. When you can do in 10 seconds, you think he cannot do? Easily he can do. But he said, I could not get it back. Okay? So try to understand what is being said. Okay? I hope you are following of what is being said about that vision. Okay. I don't think we read the translation. So let us see. Medha Mataji, kindly read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. O Vyasdev, at that time, being exceedingly overpowered by feelings of happiness, every part of my body became separately enlivened. Being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, I could not see both myself and the Lord.
All right. Thank you. I'm calling first on the devotees who have the camera on. Then I will go to other devotees for the reading. Okay, so that is the vision he got, and that's the vision he lost. So then what did he do? So number 18. So there's so much, essence of the process of bhakti, and today we are looking more at the prayojana or the sadhya. What does one get when one is nearing the success point, nearing the finish line? What happens? So that is the description being shown here. Okay. Rupam bhagavato yattan manah kantam shuchapaham apashyam sahasa uttasthe vaiklavya durmana iva. So Rupam bhagavato yattan. So that form of the Lord, yattan, of the Lord, Rupam Bhagavato, of Bhagavato means of the Lord, of Lord Hari, of Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna, Rupam, Manah Kantam Shauchapaham, or Shuchapaham. So Manah Kanta, Kanta means the attractor, or Lord Krishna, another name for him is Radha Kanta. So Radha Kanta means one who attracts Srimati Radharani, or one to whom Srimati Radharani is the object of attraction for Srimati Radharani. So that is Radha Kanta. So Manah Kantam, one who attracts the mind, and Shuchapaham, and one who gets one rid of all kinds of misery, the remover of misery. So that form of the Lord to which the mind gets attracted and the miseries of the mind go away. One forgets, one not only forgets, one just doesn't care about the miseries. The miseries of the mind no longer remain as miseries. They just become so tiny, like you may have some financial problems. And if you win a $1 billion lottery, all your tiny financial problems, they just immediately become a non-existent. So the amount of happiness one gets on seeing the Lord, all miseries become very meager. That was the vision he had. And apashyan sahasa uttasthe. And all of a sudden, he lost that vision. So upon losing that vision, uttasthe means he got up and became vaiklavya durmana iva. That he became very disturbed, he became very distressed. Okay, what is there? Is a message. Hare Krishna. Okay, only Hare Krishna. Okay. So he became very distressed on seeing that or losing that vision. So vaiklavya durmana iva. So he became very sad. Okay, so we will read the translation. Okay, let us see. Anybody would like to read who has not read?
I can read, Prabhu.
Kalpataru Mataji, please.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. The transcendental form of the Lord, as it is, satisfies the mind's desire and at once erases all mental incongruities. Upon losing that form, I suddenly got up, being perturbed, as is usual when one loses that which is desirable.
Thank you. So
Krishna.
he felt like he lost a treasure. Okay. So like, everything was lost, all your property, all the wealth you had, as if it was lost. And then we see what he does. He tries to get it back. So that is number 19. So, didrikshustad aham bhuyaha pranidhaya manohridi vikshamanopi napashyam avitripta ivaturaha. So, vidrikshustad aham bhuyaha didrikshustad aham bhuyaha. That desiring to see that form, bhuyaha means again. Okay, in Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna says, Bhuyaha pravakshyami. Again, I am going to tell you. So, in the 10th chapter, in 14th chapter, again that word is used, Bhuyaha. So, Bhuyaha means again. So, didrikshus tad aham bhuyaha. Again, I tried to see that form. Pranidhaya manohridi. By concentrating, by focusing again my mind. Remember what he was doing? He was trying to focus his mind on the super soul. And that's how he saw the vision. He tried the same thing again. This shows that the vision of the Lord is not a mechanical outcome. It's not like a, juicer mixer, On one side you put fruit and you press the button, and on the other side you get juice. It is mechanical process. It's not like that. So it's not like you can press the button and you will, do bhakti. Yes, press the button and do bhakti. That is fine. Like every morning you get up, do your japa or read Bhagavatam. That part you can do on a regular, consistent basis. But the result, the sadhya, will take its own time to manifest. So he tried to do that again. He, tried to apply the mechanics again. Vikshamanopi na pashyam. Vikshamano means, and then I waited. I pressed the button. The machine started running and I'm waiting. No output, no juice. Okay. So na api na pashyam. Na pashyam means I did not see. Or we can say could not see. So he could not see the form of the Lord. And avitripta ivaturaha. Tripta means what? Tripta means satisfied. Avi means the opposite of tripta. So he became the opposite of satisfied, which means he became very, very disturbed, very dissatisfied, a feeling of emptiness, hollowness. Okay, like you lost all your money and now you are looking for it. Where did it go? Where did it go? And you are not able to find it. So, like that. And ivatura, atur means, in Hindi, atur means very desperate, so he became very desperate and very dissatisfied. So on losing the vision, and the main point here is he tried to get it back. Okay, so if it was just like closing your eyes for 10 seconds and seeing, you can surely get it back. Right now, if you do for again 10 seconds, you will get back the same vision. Okay, we'll not try it, but it's pretty sure you will get it. So there, that tells us it's not the same. Is that clear? Okay, so there is, if you read the Bhagavatam clearly and with analysis, you will understand all these points nicely. Okay, anybody would like to read the next one who has not read? One of the ones. Yes, Shamlila Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I desired to see again the transcendental form of the Lord, but despite my attempts to concentrate upon the heart with eagerness to view the form again, I could not see him anymore, and thus, dissatisfied, I was very much aggrieved.
Good. So it's clear, right? Okay. Then, now because he was sincere, now even that one momentary vision that he got was not a joke, isn't it? It's not easy to get even a momentary vision. It's not a lottery that you just, it's not a by chance. It was because of his persistent sadhana, of his persistent, whatever he was doing every day, trying to focus the mind, trying to do dhyan, and he got that momentary vision. So the Lord is going to say something very, very beautiful. So verse numbers 21 to 24 are very, very important. Okay. So right now we are not on 21, we are on 20. So 20 is setting the stage for 21 to 24. So he hears Akashvani. Akashvani means a voice from wherever, from the sky. And this is the voice of the Lord. So he doesn't see the Lord, but he is able to now. The Lord first gave him a vision, a visual, not again with these eyes, material eyes, but through his vision from the soul. His soul could experience see the form of the Lord. Now he hears the voice of the Lord. Okay. So this verse is number 20. Evam yatantam vijane mam aha gocharo giram gambhir lakshanaya vacha shuchah prashamayan iva. So evam yatantam vijane, that as he was trying to yatantam means applying himself or attempting to do something, to see the Lord, a vijane, in that place, vijana, in that solitary place without any janas, so without population, or you can say without people. So in that lonely place, he was trying hard to see the Lord again. And mam aha gocharo giram, to me the Lord spoke through agochara giram. Giram means through the sound. I heard the Lord, but this was agocha or gocharam. Agochara means not a material sound. So even the sight of the Lord was not material, and the sound was also not material. So it's not sure, I'm not sure how he's heard, not with the material ears, some other ears he heard, but he clearly heard the voice of the Lord. Gambhira and Shlakshnaya Vacha. So in very grave, Gambhira, also pleasing. So it was serious, but it was very, very pleasing, and it was non-threatening. Serious could normally mean threatening. That when I get serious, my children know that something is wrong. That's not the kind of seriousness. This is the seriousness with a good side of it, with a very pleasing side to it. Vacha, that the voice said the following words. Shuchaha prashamayan iva. So to relieve my distress, to relieve my misery, the Lord spoke. Now Narada Muni is a transcendental being. This is after his death, and he becomes a parikara, a eternal associate of the Lord. So now he knows what was going on at that time. At that time, he didn't know that why the Lord spoke to relieve my misery. At that time, he was a small boy and he couldn't do that analysis. So this analysis is being done now by Narada Muni about his own previous life. Now he can see why something happened. Okay, in your own life, you can see, oh, I did that, and that's what caused this, and therefore that happened. So looking back, you can do an analysis of what happened in your own life. In this case, Narada Muni is doing the same thing, and plus he is now a completely self-realized and transcendental eternal associate of the Lord. So the entire past, present, and future is visible to him. So therefore, he can see clearly what was going on. Okay. A very important point here to note is that the Lord cannot be heard or seen or understood. Hearing and seeing is just if you think about it, is just an external sense perception in our normal terms. Through your eyes, you see, through your ears, you hear. But based on these inputs, these inputs are transmitted where? To the mind. And then the mind understands. Okay. So understanding is what is the result of seeing and hearing and whatever else you may, the sense organs that you may use. The ultimate thing is the understanding. So this hearing, seeing the Lord, hearing about the Lord, or hearing the voice of the Lord himself, how do you make sense of it? From what do you understand or analyze or, basically understand the essence? How could he understand? So our acharyas explain the understanding happens from Shastra or by the support of the Shastra. Because Narada Muni had attended all those classes by the sages, because he had associated with them, because he got their blessings. Therefore, that whole process was very essential for Narada Muni. And from there only he got the process to do meditation, and then he could see the Lord, and then on seeing the Lord, he could understand what's going on in his life. So the point that is being brought out is the importance of Shastra. Shastra is extremely important. Even the entire bhakti process that we do, the foundation is Shastra. Otherwise, any progress that you make or anything that you do, you will not be able to understand what is going on if that Shastric understanding is missing. So that is the point being made, that all these things, that he could hear the Lord, he could see the Lord, the foundation of all that was laid. How? In his associating with the saints back in the ashram. Okay. Somebody else would like to read? You can unmute and read. Yes, Madhuri Manjari Mataji, go ahead.
Seeing my attempts in that lonely place, the personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all mundane description, spoke to me with gravity and pleasing words, just to mitigate my grief.
Very nice. Thank you. So it is 7:17. So we can spend another 20 to 25 minutes because I want to do all these 4 verses together. I don't want to break it. Okay? Yes? I'm not hearing any no's. So default answer is yes. All right. Okay, so answer is yes. No answer means yes. All right, good. So now he heard the Akashvani. Now 21 to 24 are very sweet, very important verses. Why they are important? Because directly Lord is speaking. Okay. That is why the whole of Bhagavad Gita is important. That is why the verse numbers, 9th canto, were some of my favorite verses, 9.4.63 to 69. Very, very important verses. Lord is speaking. Anybody knows who is speaking to who here? And what is the context?
He's speaking to Durvasa Muni.
Very nice. Lord, who is speaking? Which form of the Lord?
Lord Narayan.
Directly Lord Narayan from Vaikuntha. So Durvasa Muni keeps running, goes to Vaikuntha because Sudarshan Chakra is after his life. And he goes to Vaikuntha, and there the Lord tells him the truth. So anyway, so these are just very celebrated verses, and similarly 1.6.21 to 24 are also very celebrated verses. 4 verses being spoken directly by the Lord to Nārada Muni. He's saying, I heard, no, my wife is asking here why Sri Bhagavan Uvaca is not there, because it's not a conversation. Narada Muni himself is just narrating, I heard these words. Okay, so there is no Uvaca happening because it's not such a, he's just recollecting what he heard, but when he heard it, it was the voice of the Lord, okay? So these are the direct words of the Lord. There should be no doubt about it, but Uvaca is not there because it's not in a conversational setting directly. It's a recollection of the conversation. Hantasmin janmani bhavan mam drushtum iharhati avipakva kashayanam durdarsho aham kuyoginam. So what is being told here is that now you will see the Lord is being very direct and very straight. We say straight and direct, no beating around the bush, no sugarcoating, very straight. And yet, so that is the grave part, and then will come the sweet part. So this verse, you can, in the previous verse we saw, right, Gambhira and Slakshnaya. So this is the Gambhira part, the grave part, okay? So he says that Hantasmin janmani bhavan mam drashtum iharhati. So Hantasmin means, my dear Narada, in this janmani bhavan, in this janma, in this life, ma means what? Not. Okay, or anybody remembers any other occurrence of ma, which means not? Come on, you should all remember this. Ma, meaning not. Shalu Mataji, I could see you voicing it, but you're muted.
I don't remember the whole, but it's Ma Shucha.
Yes,
was there a verse?
Ma Shucha, 18.66. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma Shucha. Ma Shucha means do not worry or do not doubt me. So ma, it's not mam. Mam means me. Ma means na. Okay, do not. Another verse like this? Another very famous one?
Karmanye vadikaraste.
Very nice. And then ma phaleshu.
Ma phaleshu kadachana.
There also ma means you are not entitled to the phala. You should do your karma, but you are not entitled. Ma phaleshu. So don't think that the phala is yours, even though you did the karma. So same thing, mam, you will not drashtum, see me. Iharhati means because you are not eligible. So he is questioning, he has put a question mark on his eligibility. And what is the problem in the eligibility? Now, if somebody questions you that, you are sitting in a bus and I tell you, no, you don't have a ticket. You think you are allowed to sit in the bus and I am telling you, get out. You are not eligible. It is like a strong statement that he's questioning his eligibility. And what is the problem with his eligibility? Avipakva. Pakva means paka hua. Pakva. means ripe or nicely cooked. Avi means not. You are not fully cooked yet. Or you can say not mature, not fully mature. And kashayanam or kashayanam means you have some material desires or material fallacies still in your heart. That means your heart is not fully clean. That is the immaturity or a less cooked. Fully cooked means fully pure. So here it means you still have some material dirt, material desires in your heart. So even though Narada Muni was practicing, and you can see, he just left his mother, how much progress he has already made, and still Lord is saying, you have not reached the finish line of cleaning your heart. Durdarsho aham. Durdarsho means, darshan means to see. Durdarshan means you cannot see me. Kuyoginam. He's calling him a kuyogi. That means you are a bad yogi. That's what it could mean. Kuyogi, right? Bad yogi. Okay. So he's calling him all these things. Kuyogi. And you are apakva. And you are kashayanam. Kashayanam. So I cannot be seen. So Sridhar Swami specifically says kuyogi does not mean bad yogi. It means that he is an incomplete yogi. So ku normally means bad, but in this sense it means incomplete. So in the context we have to understand. So that is the point that Lord Vishnu or Lord Bhagavan is making to Nārada Muni, that you still have some way left to go. Okay, let us see. Somebody can read, please. Yes, Yashoda Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. O Narada, the Lord spoke, I regret that during this lifetime you will not be able to see me anymore. Those who are incomplete in service and who are not completely free from all material taints can hardly see me.
Thank you. Okay. So that is what Narada Muni is saying. That is first verse. Next verse. Now things will get more sweeter as to why the Lord is saying. So now the question can arise that you cannot see me, right? So he is already telling you are ineligible. So what is a natural question that arises here?
What's the eligibility to see him again?
No, eligibility is clear.
Oh, okay.
That you need to have a completely clean heart, no material desires. That's
come to tell us.
Exactly. So my wife is saying rightly that if his heart is already not fully mature and he has not reached the finish line, how come he saw that momentary vision also? How come he is hearing the voice of the Lord? Okay. How come all this is happening? He should not be able to see. He should continue his journey and his process. So there is eligibility, and something trumps eligibility. What trumps eligibility?
God's grace.
Very nice. God's grace or mercy. That is the definition. That's the textbook definition of mercy. You are not eligible, but you still get it. Isn't it?
That sense he was just lucky.
No, he was not lucky. So mercy comes. So again, my wife's asking the question, does mercy mean, does it equal to luck? No, mercy is not luck. Okay, mercy comes before eligibility. Okay, mercy is always, this is a very important concept to understand. Please try to, since the question is asked, I will try to answer briefly. Mercy is always available. It's flowing. It's there, flowing or standing or something like a river. It's like a rain. Maybe that's a nice example. It's raining outside. Okay. Now you begin to open the window, or door, let us say, to go out. The goal is to get wet in the drain. So the moment you open the door, you can begin to smell the rain, isn't it? Maybe some shower, little, humidity or whatever. You will feel a cool, wet wind on your body because the rain is already there, and you have made an effort to open the door. The mercy is ready to flow in. The more you open the door, and in this case, again, this is just an analogy, you walk out. Okay, the more you begin to walk out, first your feet get wet because the floor is full of water. Then when you walk out more, your body gets wet. Okay, so it's already raining. Our door is closed, so we are not feeling the rain. But the nature of rain is such that moment you open the door, you get the feeling. Okay, and then you see, oh, it's really raining. Wow, I wanted to get wet. While the door is closed, you are doubting. Oh, is it raining outside or not? This, that. Arey Baba, try. First open the door and see. To get the experience. So when you do spiritual, this is a classic point. When one starts on the path of bhakti, now Narada Muni got a very strong indication. But one gets small indications by which then one keeps making forward steps. But you have to take the first step of whatever, open the door, you can smell the rain. You will get proof that it is actually raining. You will not be left doubting. Is it raining, not raining? What if I go all the way out and I discover there is no rain? Are you following? So the Lord reciprocates. And the quickly you run towards the rain, the quickly you will get wet. And you will attain your goal. All right. So I hope that is clear. So the first step from our side is to open the door. So that is what is being said here, that I gave you the proof. Now come on, take more steps. You already took some very strong steps towards me, and I gave you the proof. Now come on, take more steps. That is essentially the point that Bhagavan is making in a nutshell, which we will see in the next 3 verses. Okay, I hope you get the point. Sakrid yad darshitam rupam etad kamayate nagha matkamah shanakai sadhu sarvan munchati hridchayan. So, sakrid yad darshitam rupam. So, sakrid, in the nectar of instruction, we have, what is that? Sakrid api saraha snatur avishkaroti. 11th verse. So, what it says, sakrid api saraha. Anyone who takes bath once in Radha Kund. So, sakrid means once. When I see these Sanskrit words, I try to remember which other verses these words appear in, because I am not a Sanskrit, I don't know all the words. So through the verses you can connect. Sakrid yad darshitam rupam. Once you saw this rupa of me, you were able to see, and you will not see it again. Lord gives an assurance. You will never see it in this life. But why did I show you? That was the question. If you are not eligible, why did I show you? To etat kamaya te anagha, for your kama. Kama doesn't mean like a material lust. Generally, kama means like a material lust. But the technical meaning of kama is strong desire. That desire could be spiritual or material. When it is material desire, then it is called kama. Or that's the normal meaning of the word kama. But kama can also mean spiritual desire, and that's what it means. Te kamaya, for your strong, increasing your desire. Te anagha. Mat kamaha. Shanakaihi sadhu. So mat kamaha. Kama for what? Kama for me, Bhagavan is saying. For your desire for me. So to increase that desire. Shanakai means to increase the desire. My dear devotee, my dear sadhu, I gave you that one vision so that your desire is increased and you can take more steps towards me. Sarvan munchati hridshayan. And so that all your material desires are vanquished. You basically get strong motivation, strong conviction. So, motivation and conviction to continue on path of bhakti. So, Lord, the point is the Lord gives such conviction in your heart. In this case, Narada Muni gave a very strong conviction. But if you go and, if you try to practice bhakti seriously for 6 months, that is the timeline I'm giving. 6 months, but very seriously, you will get such a strong indication, may not be as strong as Narada Muni, but you will get a pretty strong indication or a conviction to go the next 6 months. 100% guarantee. You will get some indication in your heart, which you will know is true, so that you will continue to go for next 6, next 6, next 6. And that's how your life of bhakti will become perfected. So that is the reason why he gave him this indication. Okay, let us read this. Yes, Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
O virtuous one, you have only once seen my person, and this is just to increase your desire for me. Because the more you hanker for me, the more you will be freed from all the material desires.
Very nice. So, okay. Next. 23. Sat sevaya adhirgaya api jata mai dridhamatihi hitva avagham imam lokam ganta majjanatam asi. So, Sat sevaya adirghaya api, that by service to the Lord, adirghaya, sevaya, you can see the word adirghaya, very important. Adirgha, adirgha, adirgha. What does adirgha means? Dirgha means what? Hindi.
Long.
Hindi.
Lengthy.
Yeah, long time. Dirgha means, or lengthy, but time, it's here in the time scale. Dirgha means short time. That's why I said 6 months. Okay, 1 semester, 6 months. It's not such a long time given the lifespan. So the Lord is saying that by service to the Lord, even for a short time, He gives the indication. It's not like you practice for whole life and then first indication will come. The Lord is not so cruel or so, it's not like that. He gives indication quickly. So by service to the Lord, even for short time, jata mai dridha matihi, the mati, the mind on the Lord becomes dridha. See, Bhagavan is saying this. Now it's up to you to trust or not trust, but Bhagavan cannot say it anymore directly. He is being very direct. First verse itself, he was being so direct. Hey, you are incomplete. Your bhakti is incomplete. Direct, After doing so much, if somebody tells you you are incomplete, it will be a shock. But he is not sugarcoating the message. This is the sweet part or the beneficial part. That very quickly the Lord makes you dridhamati. Your mind becomes fixed on Bhagavan. Jata mayi dridhamati hitva avagham imam lokan. And what is the final result? Imam lokam, on quitting this body or on quitting this material world, ganta mat janatamasi. You become my mat jana. Mat jana means my associate, which means you come and join me in Vaikuntha Lok. So which means you get to go to spiritual world. very quickly. So this process is not it's not supposed to be like full of delays, like Indian government. Unnecessary delays. This process is fast. It goes like an express train. So, but we have to do it fully seriously. From our side, we have to be 200% serious. So that is the point. So adirgha is a very important word in this whole verse. And what happens very quickly? Dridhamati. What happens? Adirgha. Adirgha mat darshanam. That's not what he's saying, that very quickly you will get my darshan. That's not what is being said. Arey, 6 months I did nicely, I couldn't see Bhagavan. Yes, 6 months is too short to see Bhagavan. But 6 months is, you will get such a good indication that your determination to continue moving forward will become what? What will it become?
My associate.
No.
Dhrida, strong.
It will become dridha.
Dhrida.
It will become dridha. And that's the point. So that you can keep going for next 6 months and next 6 months and next 6 months, and then you will see the Lord. Okay? So very clearly, Lord is saying. Last verse, 24. Oh, sorry, did we read this? Who will read translation? Somebody who has not read.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I can
Yes,
read.
please.
By service of the absolute truth, even for few days, a devotee attains firm and fixed intelligence in me. Consequently, he goes on to become my associate in transcendental world after giving up the present deplorable material worlds.
Right? Straightforward. Lord is being very straightforward here. So even for a few days, I am even giving you a number, 6 months. Now, I am not giving this number from my side. I have heard senior devotees, and I am just conveying what they have told. So, but you have to do it with very, very high quality. Okay? Very, very high quality. Bhakti. Okay. And then you will get, your mind will become fixed more. So you will continue for next 6. Matir mai nibaddheyam na vipadyeta karhichit prajasarga nirodhepi smritishcha mad anugrahat. So anugraha, what does anugraha mean?
Convince.
Huh? वो आग्रह होता है.
Mercy. Mercy.
Yes, anugraha means mercy. Okay. So matir mai nibaddheyam. So with mind fixed on me, matir mai nibaddheyam, completely your mind on mai, on me, na vipadyeta karhichit. It will never, once the mind becomes fixed, now one can ask, Dridhamati, yahan pe, and I went to the previous verse, what if the mind deviates? You continue your high quality bhakti, mind will become fixed, and Lord is guaranteeing if you continue this, mind will stay fixed. Nothing can deviate. So what is our job? Continue high quality bhakti. Mind will get fixed, and it will get so fixed that it will not deviate. That is the point here. Na vipadyeta karhichit. That nothing will be able to deviate it. And praja sarga nirodhepi. And even it will get fixed to such a point whether till the end of the universe. Sarga nisarga means creation and annihilation of the universe. Praja means of all the living entities in the universe. They can keep going through all the cycle of creation and destruction. Your bhakti will never be destroyed. Smritishcha mad anugrahat. And you will always remember me. How? By my mercy. Mad anugraha. So, mercy will keep coming. You keep doing your bhakti. The Lord, out of His mercy, will keep you fixed. All right. So the point here is, on our own strength, we can never do enough bhakti. If we say, I reject your mercy, I don't want your mercy, then the journey is very, very, very long. But with Lord's mercy, it becomes very short. So Lord's mercy is very important to make it much, 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 much shorter. So Lord's mercy is an essential ingredient, but we should not just throw up our hands and do nonsense things saying that, oh, it's up to him. It's his job to spoon feed me. No. So we have to do our bhakti seriously. He cuts down the journey very much. Okay. Who will read?
I can read it, Prabhu.
Yes.
Intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted at any time, even at the time of creation as well as at the time of annihilation. Your remembrance will continue by my mercy.
By my mercy. So the Lord, we keep doing our bhakti sincerely, triple S bhakti, sincere, serious and steady bhakti we keep doing. By Lord's mercy, we will remain fixed. Nothing will be able to deviate us. Okay, what is the time? 7:44. So, yeah. Okay, we will stop here. Then this is what the Lord speaks. And then the Lord, the voice disappears. And what he does next and all that will come. So we will stop here. Any questions or comments? Okay, if no questions, comments, that's good. Thank you for relishing. How many of you could find relishment in this discussion? Okay.
A lot, Prabhuji.
That is the purpose. Thank you. So yes, that is the purpose. I also relished preparing for it, and just this whole relishment that, wow, this is the process, how Nārada Muni went through it, and hopefully we can also go through it. If not like him, tiny, small percentage like him. But that is the process. The process is the same. He can make very quick progress and he can make very far. He can go 10 miles or 100 miles at 500 miles an hour. We can go 1 mile at 10 miles an hour. We can cover less distance at a shorter speed, but it has to be on the same track. The track is the same. Okay, so let us continue our progress. So that is the message. Okay, so we will see you all tomorrow, hopefully for Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, and next Friday again for... Now next time is changing. How many of you from India? Anybody from India? Okay, Makaran.
Yes, I am from India, sir.
Okay,
I am from India as well.
Okay, 1 hour earlier it will be for you. You have to get up 1
No,
hour.
it's all right because it's already summer time here, so there is no issue about it.
Yes, very nice. So you have to do Brahma Muhurta Jagaran.
Right, sir. Right.
So 1 hour early it will be for you all. America, no time change because for all first time will change. Okay, see you next time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
You.